Everything has not always been electric and instant. Pioneer families were totally dependent upon themselves for their food, for their clothes, for their money, for everything. And this is a perfect example of that way of life.
I think it's important for the young children to know what their ancestors went through in the past. Everything nowadays is so fast-paced. Kids have no idea what it was like to wash clothes out over a tub or have to go get water in a bucket. The tools that were used, we need to preserve history for the young generations to know where they came from. Their history is a large part of their lives, whether they realize it or not, and that's what we try to keep alive to show them.
To me, it's very important. I know a little bit about it because my daddy was from that area and he told me. And my kids know a little bit because I found a passion for it and I hung on to it. But our grandkids will have no idea what their heritage is if somebody don't keep it going. Some of us have got to take up a passion and keep it going.
The Pioneer Village is important because it gives the young people a look at the past, where their forefathers lived and where they came from, and it gives them a sense of security as to where they are now. And not only that, it represents a time when life was simple and people lived a simple life. They had not much, but they worked hard every day and gave their best and expected the best from the others, and it's just a representation of the past, and I enjoy it.
It really helps appreciate today when you see the amount of work that went into simple things. When I know, for example, that this represents about 6 hours worth of work, it makes me feel really lucky that I can go to Walmart and buy a dress. And so I think knowing the past helps us to appreciate what's going on right now a lot more. And that's one reason why I think Pioneer Village is important.
It helps to keep the history of Arkansas, and especially White County. Not many people know about the different parts of the White County and what was important here. We have parts of the Trail of Tears, Civil War trails, all sorts of other areas, and the salt kettle, as you've probably seen before, that people may not know otherwise if the Pioneer Village wasn't here.
Come on, boys, because it preserves everything for these young gentlemen right here. Hang on, come on, son. Hey, thanks for that. This is the next generation right here. They need to know what happened in the past.
It's extremely important to let the younger generation know how the older generations lived, because if that dies out, then these younger generation people are never going to know how hard these people had it. And without them, we wouldn't be here.
It's important that we be reminded of where we've come from, that we can know where we're going, and to just remember who our ancestors are, what they went through to provide the world that we live in today.
You look at the kids out here and see some of these old tools and buildings and everything. It's just, you can't go just anywhere in a museum and see these things anymore. And that's why we have the open house, so it'll be a living display, you know, of history. And it's just great to be a part of it, actually. You just have fun doing it.